Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 57th installment of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. I'm your host, LOWDOWN, and joining me today, as usual, is Mr. M Solo Gaming 05. You don't look so good, bro.
Huh?
You don't look so good.
I don't look good.
No.
Why?
You look more tired than you were last week.
I mean, I'm always tired at this point. I just kind of accepted it.
That's the average.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I was like, I look bad. Yeah, I mean, I am tired. Yeah, but
nothing new at this point.
Nope, nothing new.
God damn. What you been playing since Bulls hitting on Friday? What have you been playing?
RoboCop, still NBA, still the finals, still Pal Worlds. Trying to think if there's like really, I mean, I know that there's got to be other things I've been playing, but off the top of my head, I just can't remember. But those are the ones that I know that I've been playing quite a bit of lately. Is those games specifically?
All right.
A lot of Pal World.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Tekken, and that's pretty much it. Just Tekken. I finished the campaign again, the main campaign, and as I was doing my review for the game, I realized that I have so much to say about the campaign that I'm just gonna do like the review of the campaign first, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the game. Also been doing a lot of those character stories. I still haven't finished them. I think I have like 6 left. As I was doing the character stories, I realized there's a lot of base characters already available when you start taking it. So great value in that game. Pretty much that's what I've been playing. We had a slate of things to talk about.
Sure.
But
sure,
we're not going to get into that right now. We will get to it eventually if there's time, but we're going to address the whole Xbox rumors thing. We weren't going to do it before because it was just baseless rumors. And then Phil Spencer came out and said something yesterday and gives us now credence to say something, because just rumors, especially the way people are getting very emotional about the rumors, still are. But,
so yeah. Emotional. Like I was on oh, excuse me, burped. I'm not sure if you heard that or not, but I was on Weapon Wheel this last Sunday, and I swear Kid Smooth was like this close from crying, like on the show. It felt like it, at least. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but sure felt like it, and I was like,
God
yo,
damn.
like, like this brother down horrendous right now. So yeah, it's been a wild week for sure. It's been very telling, and there hasn't even been any official news yet. So like,
There hasn't, dude.
I'm wondering why everybody's
I
going
took-
nuts. I mean, it doesn't look like the best news, sure, right?
Yeah.
But I just need to hear some sort of word instead of all this freaking out constantly without any actual data, like real data to back anything
Tangible
up. Everything is
information.
just kind of up in the air.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt Likes Games, for coming in here first, talking about Apex Legends. Dude, it was Apex Legends before Phil Spencer went out and just, said what he said. And I'll explain the relevance of what he said and why that makes us talking about this on the show a topic. Vincent Vega, welcome in. Star X-Man, Stanley Francois, Mike Johnson. Yo, what's cracking lacking? Chilling, man, chilling. Rachie, welcome in. Already have the super chat. Too big. Thank you so much.
Just for you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate
man.
You. Appreciate you.
I want you to emphasize the yee next time. Just extend it for like a solid 2 seconds. Like, like one of those.
It sounds like I should just buy you a hat and send you one, because you really know how to pull the yee. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm just really good at everything,
Pretty much. Too big. Appreciate you for the super chat, man. Okay, so greetings out the way, super chats out the way. Matt says folks are losing their grip on reality. We've spiraled into hell. That's how I feel. Why people freaking out over rumors, especially when Xbox has MLB and Persona on Xbox. Okay, first off, MLB is a good shout. It is literally made by a PlayStation studio. Persona is not. That's not a good shout, but MLB definitely.
I could see why they would say Persona though, because for the longest time it was traditionally on PlayStation.
Yes, but that's not PlayStation studio.
It's not technically a PlayStation studio though. Yeah, at all.
It is not literally a PlayStation. It's like tomorrow we find out Square Enix is putting Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox. Is nothing to celebrate. Like, PlayStation lost the exclusive. It's not the same thing. It's not. It's a third party. We put that to the side. But MLB, that's a good shout. The reason why, right? Well, this is not for you, but for everyone else, because you and me agree on this one. Before Phil Spencer came out and said anything, we were both in agreement that this is not a topic that we're interested in covering. Correct?
Correct.
When Phil Spencer came out and said what he said, let me specifically put here what he said. You mind putting that up on the screen for anyone that hasn't seen it?
Put it up on the screen.
Put it up, bro. Put it up.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
I will be sending you other.
What he said was tragic.
Yep.
Flat out.
Yep. So what Phil said was, is it up?
Yeah.
All right. So what Phil said, and I quote, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week, where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned." So the reason why we now have to address this thing is because before it was just a bunch of people throwing around baseless stuff, right? Now it's Phil who, for the longest time, has always had his finger on the pulse, right, of what's happening and what people think, even responding to people. Phil came out and said this, right? And he did not outright deny it. That's why we now sit here and we're like, damn, there is credence to this.
Sure.
There's now validity to this. I'm going to share with you. Yep. I'm going to share with you another tweet here by our good friend of the show, McQuack, who points out he makes a very good point about people saying maybe Phil's not in a position to address these rumors. And this directly connects to this post that he made. See, if what people are saying now is not true, we have a track record from Phil Spencer himself where he, on several occasions, came out and flat out said that something was wrong or incorrect or was not happening or untrue. He's debunked lots of things that were flying around in the ether of the gaming community. He chose not to do that this time. What he chose to do was to say, yeah, wait for next week. We have things to tell you. Ham, take it away.
Oh, it's pretty tragic to see something like this be written from Phil when he's had previous moments of, telling people, hey, this rumor isn't right. This rumor isn't right. This rumor isn't right. But yeah, now it's like, it just kind of seems like maybe even above his pay grade to see what's kind of going on in the background over there. But still, I've always kind of said personally, like if I'm talking about this thing as a whole, that as long as they make another console or continue to make consoles to continue with my, ecosystem dash, all the money that I spent on my games and stuff like that, my library and everything, then I'm sticking with it. Like, I'm still going to be getting the games probably even earlier than anybody on PlayStation and stuff like that. Remember Death Stranding? Oh, you guys can't play that.
What you mean?
Then we ended up playing it on X. We ended up playing it on the Xbox platform. Same with Godfall and stuff like that. So and I understand some of those games aren't PlayStation in particular, like made by PlayStation or whatever. But the thing is like they eventually came over to another platform, so then you could be able to play it over there. And what was the excuse then? Oh, now you're playing my old scraps. Right? So like, why can't I use that same excuse as an Xbox fan? You're playing something I've already beat before. Like, why would or should I care? None of this funds me in particular. When Xbox sells games to another to another platform and whatnot, and I already beat it, where is it in the rules that I need to be mad about that?
It's a habit thing, Ham. It's a habit thing. And it goes to that question of who said it here? No, you're talking about Kid Smooth almost losing it, right? On Weapon Wheel. Ham. It's a habit thing, right? Where you are used to games, a console has value because of the exclusives that are on it. That's what you're used to.
Yep.
Now, the paradigm is shifting to where maybe now you get one or two games jumping from one side to the other. But to your point specifically about Death Stranding, Ham, and this is why next week is critical, in my opinion. Next week is absolutely critical because if they come out and they say that it's just Bethesda and Call of Duty that are going, or Activision, it's just Bethesda and Activision that are going to be making games that are multi-plat. That's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's still pretty bad because then it's like, why did you acquire them? I think it's still pretty bad, but it's like, okay, cool. But the rumors that have been flying around, and the reason why this is worrying for me is the rumors are not that it's Bethesda or Activision or Bethesda and Activision. It's everything.
Yeah,
essentially
the whole slate.
Essentially, exactly the whole slate. And the reason why this concerns me, right, or makes me worried, is not because I'm an Xbox fanboy, clearly, but because why do you need an Xbox? I'm now defending Kid Smooth. Why do you need an Xbox? For you, Ham, for you, it's because, I've got hundreds of games on Xbox. But many consumers.
That's not the only reason.
Okay, but it's one of the main reasons. You've got this big investment on the platform. But most people aren't like you and me, that we have a big catalog on each console. Most people are just about COD, FIFA, Madden, and then a couple of games sprinkled here on the side. If you have a situation where everyone knows that there's nothing that's on Xbox that will not eventually be on PlayStation, as a consumer, I'm speaking for myself and for I'm assuming most people that aren't like big like console not console warriors but fans, right, of specific consoles. They just want to play games. Most people will just look at the cost of entry to get the games and play the games, and the cost of entry tells you that it's cheaper to just buy a PlayStation 6 and then just buy all your games on PlayStation and move on. You're good. You don't need an Xbox. So even that tiny incentive that was already there, because people like to talk about, Xbox has no games, I think that's rubbish. That's why a lot of people, these fanboys, are celebrating, talking about Starfield's coming to PlayStation or whatever. They're celebrating because Xbox does have games. If you remove that incentive, what you're doing is how many people are on Xbox right now, Ham? I think it's 30 million, 25 million apparently that are on the Xbox console ecosystem. From those 30 million, I would venture to guess you're going to lose 20. It's a lot of people that are just going to be like, I don't lose anything by just becoming PlayStation only. So what's the point? So I put that to you. Let's assume that next week they announce that, okay, yeah, they're going full third party. The whole slate's going. What's the point of having?
What's the point?
Xbox?
Oh, well,
yeah.
I mean, that's depending on the person, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
So I mean, that's the best way I'd put it. Is it depends on the person. Like if you feel like having this is pointless or whatnot, and I honestly think that there's no way the Xbox would render themselves pointless to have a console. Like I just don't think that makes any business sense. So I think that they'd have something to be like, hey, you need to have this over that. I don't think that they'll just make it to the point where it's like worthless to even have a console. First off, I'm gonna start with that. But if you do think it's pointless, and it's 100% up to you. But for me, I like knowing that I can play my game on my console, turn it off, and continue my playthrough on my PC, stop, and then continue my playthrough on my Steam Deck. Stop, and then possibly even continue my gaming through cloud. If I were to sell my Xbox or just not do anything with that digital content over there, and I just bought a PlayStation, well, now I only have the PS5 and the Portal if I decide to get one, and remote play if I decide to do that, which is the Portal as well. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you find necessary for yourself, and if the ecosystem isn't really worth it to you. But as much as I bounce around and use my Steam, like just the other day, I was using my Steam Deck to play Power World while I was playing the finals at the same time, just to collect, because the pals and stuff like that work on collecting wood, metal, coal, whatever you have them out there actually working on. I had that game working at one time while I'm playing another game at the same time. I wouldn't have been able to do that with a PS5.
Why? Wait. Say that again. You were playing Power World collecting while playing.
Yeah, I was playing the finals on my Xbox Series X while my Steam Deck was playing Power World on the same account. So I'm able to let Power World collect resources for me and just let it sit there idle while I'm actually playing the finals at the same time. And that's what I'm saying. I can't do that kind of weird shit with my PlayStation. And I like being able to do weird shit like that.
All right. So let's check some comments here that I've highlighted a bit, because there's so many angles here. We haven't even gotten into the other angles. We're just looking at what the chat said. All right. Rachie says Sega, it'll even bother to port games to Xbox now. Is that a viable comment or thought in your opinion?
Say that again.
He wrote it in a bit of broken English, but I'm assuming Rachie is trying to say, will Sega even bother to port games to Xbox? My initial response to that is, they don't port games out of the love for Xbox. They port because Xbox pays them. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, yeah. I mean, they literally just got Persona 3, right?
Yep, day one Game Pass.
The other game that they're currently making, God, I can't remember what that game's called. It's a special name. but
As usual.
But it's like a Persona similar kind of game, but it's a new IP.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That's coming over to Xbox. And keep in mind, Square Enix just got done talking about how they're having a working relationship to work with Xbox more. I think people are tripping, to be honest. Like, people are forgetting that they actually still have some things in the works, and some things are a little wishy-washy when it comes to first-party games. But as for like being able to have new IP, having games or developers work on the console that they didn't before, all of that stuff is still true. So if you're still, if you're only mad because some of these games, maybe not all, but some of the games are going to go to PlayStation, and that makes you feel the need to jump ship and leave, then, I mean, do what you got to do. But I know in particular for me, first of all, I'm not going to get mad before I hear official word, right? Just because Ian Rappaport says something from ESPN, I'm not going to get pissed until I see the exchange.
Thank you. Also, and that leads us to the next starred comment that I put up here. Mike Johnson said, it is not a rumor. Tom Warren confirmed it. I'm sorry, dude. You can have all the connections you want. Unless you specifically work for Microsoft, it's still a rumor. I'm not saying he's lying, but unless you're Phil Spencer Aaron Greenberg, or you know what? Not even any of those heavy hitters, unless you're an official employee of Microsoft that would be in the know, because there's people that work at Microsoft in the hygiene department. That person wouldn't know, right? Unless you are in those positions, your information is going to be treated as rumor. Now, because it was Tom Warren that said it, it was treated like a rumor with credence, right? It's worth looking into. It's worth discussing.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying we're discounting it, we're throwing it away. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's not a fact until, just like Phil Spencer said, they've been hearing and they will address the situation. Right? Stanley Francois said here, soon it will be, why would you need a PlayStation? And here, Ham, we reached the discussion that me and you were having before I started being more confident about it, and now I'm sharing it online, that on a personal note, the more time passes by, the more games come out, the more bad news we hear about backwards compatibility, etc., the more I'm just like, I think this might be it as far as consoles are concerned. For me, I think I'm gonna go like full PC. And for what you were saying previously about flexibility, Ham, gaming PC plus a Steam Deck. What else do I need?
A decent phone, a controller.
God damn it! Stop trolling me, bro. Everyone knows I've got an old ass phone. Stop trolling me.
Not doing anything. You asked me what you need.
All right, so going back. Oh my goodness, the chat is just all over. Okay. Going back to the different narratives. We got this short here by Colt Eastwood. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm sending it to you right now, so we can watch and listen.
Oh, I have no idea what you're gonna send me, and I mean,
what?
Colt Eastwood's been cracking me up lately.
Well, in a good way or a bad way, I don't understand.
It's in a way.
In a way, it's something. It's something.
It is.
Thank you, Yobi, for sure. Exactly, Yobi. They don't mean much, but it's worth talking about. Everybody else is just talking out their ass. God damn, man. Then let me put some lipstick on my. Jeez. The janitor usually knows more than the top 10 in the company. Get out of here, AG. Stop it. Stop it. AG, man. What the hell?
Yeah, you guys hit that like button, share this sucker out.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys popping in today. Whatnot.
Thank
if
you
you're
so
new
much.
here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys come back, check out more of our content as we progress through here. Just like no matter what happens, even if Phil Spencer comes out and says, "Yo, we are done, and we are going completely to PlayStation," you'll still be able to see us on Friday. You'll still see us next week. You'll still see us a week after that. Because what we didn't do here is call our channel Xbox.
The Xbox,
Podcast.
whatever.
That's what we didn't do here. It's called this Xbox Podcast. We called this, we said gaming. So we're talking about gaming in general. And that's why Loke earlier in some of the previous episodes reiterated, we are not an Xbox channel. We are a gaming channel. And me just so happens to talk a lot about Xbox.
And also, Xbox have been taking a lot of dubs for the last 12 months. So you could have easily gotten the vibe like, yo, these guys really like Xbox. Dude, we like winning situations. Right? And Xbox, the last 12 months, kicking ass. Right? That's just the truth. That is just the truth. Anyways, play the vid.
I mean, they're still technically kicking ass. It's just whose ass are they kicking now?
Is it possible to kick your own ass? Is that
Maybe.
These guys are still innovating. They're like, how can we kick our own asses? God damn.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Mishi. Welcome in, Yobi. Go ahead, Em. Let's play. Let's hear what Colt has to say.
Oh my goodness. Y'all really want to hear this bullshit.
I want to hear it.
All right. Logan, you gotta let me know if you can hear it, because if you can hear it, they can hear it.
I sit on Netflix and I
Yes,
scroll
I can hear
and I
it.
scroll and I scroll until
All right.
I find something that I want, right? That's not necessarily a great thing, right? So that's why like day and date stuff it's not attractive to like a lot of people. Colt, are you okay?
Yeah, I got a DM right before the show started. I wish I would have read. I'm not going to say who it's from, okay? Because
Okay.
I want to keep this. Next week will be better. Laugh out loud. Don't believe everything you've read! Exclamation point. When I
Every time you
talk
say
about
read.
people that I trust, I'm talking about someone that we have 1,400 people here
that
watching.
you trust.
Yeah. I'm going to read it again.
All right.
Because Phil
All
said
right.
we're going to talk about it next week. And I hear you. I hear you.
We hear you.
Next
Yeah,
week
exactly.
will be better. Laugh out loud. Oh, I said, sleep well. What a crappy week. And he said, next week will be, he or she, next
Not
week will
judging.
be better.
Yeah.
Laugh out loud. Don't
Okay,
believe everything
true.
you've read. Exclamation point.
Ooh,
All right.
sounds
What?
That's
spicy.
it.
Guys, what?
I like
I got to read.
Ham, I want you to go first on this one.
I feel like, I mean, no disrespect to Colt, because Colt's a nice guy. Colt's a really nice guy. He's really cool. He showed up on my podcast. I wouldn't mind meeting the gentleman and having a beer with him and whatnot. But I tell you,
But
like this statement, the tweet that he made the day before, his insider ish kind of speak, I just never buy it. I
Oof.
never buy it. Usually, whenever like Colt's a really good content creator. Don't get me wrong, really good content creator. Dude has the production of a saint. But whenever he hits me with these rumors and speculations, I get even more nervous, because I just don't usually buy it. Like what was it, Sunday? He was like I heard from like something along the line of, I heard from a source that we're gonna hear from Xbox on Monday. And it's like, anybody and your mom could have told you that we're gonna hear from Xbox on Monday, because this weekend has been treacherous. So like, we don't need anybody to say, I heard from my source. No, we know they're gonna say something. Like anybody that's like, keeping their eye on the railroad to, see, here's the train's coming. We all know the train's coming. And then he just said just now, I just got information for a trusted source to not be too worried about next week. And it's just like, I'm not that worried right now. And like, I've already personally thought that a lot of this has gotten blown out of proportion or whatnot, but like, Phil already came out and told us that he's going to talk to us next week. So you telling us next week is going to be great or grand or whatever, it's not relieving any tension from this situation. In fact, it's the same amount of tension as it was before. You just reiterated it's going to happen, and we already knew all this. But what's cracking? Matt Likes Games. He decided to join us.
Oh my goodness!
Today.
Here we go.
I find it insanely funny that you joined now, because we've been talking about this the last couple of days, Matt.
Dude, I joined because I messaged Loki. I got his invitation, and I didn't see it till like 30 minutes after he sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I was making dinner. Dude, I scarfed down dinner so disgustingly fast just to be on, because I really do want to talk about this. I would really like to talk about this. So I'm here. I'm gonna let you guys do your thing, but I will definitely be adding my phone.
No. I said what I had to say about Colt Eastwood and what he just said and everything like that. Like I said, we've been talking about it the last few days. I want to hear what you have to say now about all of this.
About all of this, like everything, dude. I mean,
no. Let's start with Colt first. Hold on.
Well, Colt's funny because, and I'll echo what Ham said. He's a really good content creator. He's really, really good at doing that. It's just like Sunday, and I believe Ham was saying it just a second ago. He tweeted out, like, if you're a fan of Xbox, keep your eyes and ears open for tomorrow. And that was Sunday. And I was in a party with Ham, and Ham said, I could tell you the exact same thing. I could have just tweeted that off a hunch, the exact same thing you just tweeted. Because everybody knows that tomorrow Xbox or somebody at Xbox will, like, 90% chance they'll say something. So, like, as far as Colt Eastwood being, you know, an insider or whatever, and then this whole thing with, like, don't worry, guys, because, dude, I watched the clip, and, like, his face whenever he got the news, he's just like, he can't believe it. He's like, don't worry, guys.
Why did you look like you just came, bro? I'm sorry.
Dude, watch his face. Watch that. It looks like he just came. I'm not even kidding. Did
Colt just come? Did someone wait, hold on. Did someone need some tissue
right here
for Colt?
Look at that.
My god!
I'm telling you, that's exactly what he looked like. And it's like, dude, you're gonna make that thumbnail face. Look at him.
Okay.
You're gonna make that thumbnail. And God bless him. Like, he's a great content creator, but you're gonna make that thumbnail face and then tell us, hey guys, next week's I just got news. Next week's gonna be way better. It's like, I mean, next week is probably gonna be better just for the simple fact that we'll know next week. just for the simple fact that they're going to say something, it's probably gonna be better. That's because at least now we're not all fighting each other with speculation. We all know, but like. The Colt Eastwood thing is it's just kind of funny to me. It's just silly. I mean, I'm not saying that he did. I'm not saying he didn't get a message. I'm not saying.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have sources.
Like a high quality version of this video. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that he didn't get a message, that he doesn't know something, or like, I'm not. But just the timing of when you do all these things makes me go like, well, obviously. Yeah. I mean, I could have said the stuff you just said.
With or without making the face? I'm curious.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone on a podcast and did that face. to say, hey guys, next week will be better.
So I mean, getting weird already.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I mean, as for the whole Xbox thing, I mean, listen, I've always held the stance that I really don't care. If PlayStation players get to play, I mean, it started with Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. Now you're hearing like Gears and stuff like that.
Everything.
Yeah, if they get to play some games,
everything.
If they get to do that, like a few months, a year, 2 years, whatever the time period may be after it launches, I really don't care. It really does not affect me. The only thing that I would be worried about here is Microsoft leaving the hardware side of things, which I don't think they would do, because like I talked to Ham, I talked to Mike and everybody about this. I don't think they would do that simply because that's like a lot of player investment over many years that they would have. They're not going to refund you that money. They're absolutely
hold
not going to
on.
refund you that. Go ahead.
But hold on, why? And Microsoft, we're connecting Xbox to Microsoft. Microsoft is the quintessential pivot company. They're the company that they have no problem changing direction on whatever it is that they're doing,
Sure.
which is why they're number one in the world, right? For the next 5 minutes, then Apple will overtake them, whatever.
Mhm.
Point is, if they're taking this pivot, because there's no way, guys, there's no way the three of us and almost every console fanboy on the planet knows the following fact. The following fact is exclusives are crucial to motivating people to get these boxes.
Yeah. But
there's no way that no one at Microsoft knows this as a fact. And if they're willing to trudge right over this specific fact, why would they not be willing to trudge right over everyone that is invested in the Xbox ecosystem to just move on and be like, yo, we're kind of done with this. After, hold on, let me finish. After they announce that they're going third party and the whole slate's going everywhere, and then a whole bunch of people smell the coffee and they're like, oh, okay, so I'm out because I'm just going to put all my money in one console for the next generation. And then when they see those numbers, why would they not look at that and be like, okay, we're still making boku bucks on game sales on PlayStation and PC and Nintendo, but we're losing a ton of money on console. Why not just eliminate console and just continue to make boku dollars on everyone else's console?
So to your point about Microsoft knowing that they need exclusives to sell a console,
Wagwan Bunty.
I would say that I would suspect, I got a hunch that people at Xbox know that. The thing is, I don't think this is coming from people at Xbox. I think this is Satya Nadella and those guys being like, yeah, this is how it's going to go. And Satya Nadella, I mean, anybody in the, like Phil, whoever, Sarah, like all these people can tell him, hey, that's not how this works. At the end of the day, Satya Nadella is the dude making the call. He's top dog. So it's like, if he feels like this is the thing to do, he's gonna do it. It doesn't matter how many people know what you just said to be true. Doesn't matter, because if he doesn't know it to be true and he hasn't seen it himself, he doesn't care until he sees it. So and to your point about them pivoting all the time, this is also something I could see them going into this and pivoting, because like you said, they pivot a lot. They do it a lot. So I mean, and as for I'm sorry, what was the last point of your thing, buddy?
But the point is that after, right, we're just making a whole bunch of assumptions here. After they put up the whole slate on all the other consoles, and then they start making a ton of money on the other consoles, by the time next gen comes, what's the motivation to be like, we need to continue to make consoles if we can cut costs on hardware, just like they did with the fucking Windows Phone? I'm still pissed off about that. We can remove the hardware and continue to make. Dude, thank you very much. We can remove the hardware losses that we're making with the console, but we can continue to print money off of Sony's hardware losses, off of PC, which is the biggest platform, and Nintendo for the weaker games.
Yeah.
Why in your vision, why would them losing money on console but making a ton of money on games, why would that lead Satya and Microsoft to be like, instead of eliminating the sales losses the losses we're making on console, now let's ramp up, let's continue to make consoles, but now all those other games that we put on the other consoles, now let's make them exclusive again. I don't see that happening. Once that genie's out the box, that's it.
My answer to that, and not the answer, but my answer to that, would be because they've always sold consoles at a loss. Like this, whatever happens next week, whether nothing is exclusive or everything's exclusive, two wildly different outcomes. Whatever happens, they will still be selling consoles at a loss. That's just the way it is. PlayStation sells consoles at a loss. Xbox has done it for years and years and years and years, and PlayStation also has done it for years and years and years and years. The only one that doesn't do it is Nintendo. So like this, they're doing their own thing way over there. But like that to me is why they wouldn't get because they know that. And to your point about exclusives selling consoles, I feel like to Satya and Nadella, I feel like Game Pass is the exclusive, and they're going to find out where one way or another if that's really true. But I think that's their thought process on this, is that Game Pass is the exclusive, not so much the games themselves. So I mean, we're going to find out how it all goes, but I don't think they change their, especially not anytime soon. And if they're changing their plans for hardware, I don't think that's going to be like for decades. I think we're a while away from no Xbox console or no consoles in general. I think we're a while away from that.
I feel like part of their plan, and this is weird, but I feel like it's like some sort of sleight of hand that they're trying to do, where they think possibly that there's a world where they can put a good chunk of their games onto another platform, tell you that it's coming out there later, but you could get it here now, is gonna somehow get people to want to buy into their platform, seeing that they can get it now, then wait months, a year or two down the line. That and you're shaking your head, but I'm just saying that could be a possibility of what they're thinking. I mean, who knows really what they're thinking or why this is.
No, I'm not saying that's not a possibility. I'm just saying, but I'm shaking my head because in my opinion, that's a dumb way to think of it. But go ahead, finish your point.
I just think that could be a possibility in which they choose to drive, because this, if they can be like, hey, we're putting this Call of Duty or this thing out, or that thing out, and you could play this today here, especially with like a big game like Call of Duty, get it out, have it now 2 months early before another console gets it or whatnot. A big game like Call of Duty would do damage.
That would be vicious.
So just kind of think about it in that sense, and think about the possibilities of which and what they could do. New Bethesda title dropping here. Get it on your PlayStation, sure, in 2027, but right now it's 2026 with a new Xbox, with a new Xbox console. Do you want to play, or do you want to just wait till the PS6 drops in 2027and
I mean,
play it there?
Bethesda,
you say but Elder
put
Scrolls 6 will move consoles.
No, and this is where I disagree. I think Bethesda games, I'm with you, Ham, if you're talking about COD. If they somehow make a deal with EA and then they get mad and date, yes, these are type of games that they don't rot, but you kind of need to get in there day one. That's how the game's ecosystem is built. Bethesda games are not built like that. Bethesda games are built to be played 5, sometimes 10 years in a row. So no one is getting FOMO from Starfield. If Starfield
we're not talking about
now, I'm giving the example.
Yeah.
Skyrim. I'm talking about Fallout 5.
Skyrim
whatever.
is true though. Skyrim.
No one is there's no rush.
You do.
You are not losing out on anything with Bethesda because the games come out janky as fuck. Need to get updated 1,000 times. Let everyone beta test it. No problem. COD, definitely. I'm with you.
I'll tell you, Luke. I mean, I'd be interested to see the numbers for Oblivion on 360 versus the numbers for Oblivion on PS3. Like
that's serious.
Because it's the Elder Scrolls. Like you said, Starfield, I would agree with you because Starfield's new. It's an unknown. But for the Elder Scrolls, that will move consoles. That's the thing that you get FOMO for. Starfield,
All
not
right,
so much.
let's address a couple of comments here in the comment section. Kia Sante, I agree with you. I think they have a plan for the library. No doubt they have a plan for people's library, because it would suck if they got rid of consoles and then we lost our libraries. I think they have a plan, probably move them to Steam or something, I don't know. But as far as it's not going to work out the way they think it's going to work out. If the plan is, as Ham said, if the plan is to wean people on just some Xbox exclusives, thinking they're going to eventually jump to Xbox, that's not what's going to happen. What people are going to take is that there's a couple of Xbox games coming through. We'll play those games, and then when the next couple of Xbox games come through, we're going to play those ones as well. That's all people are going to get, because the only consistent thing people know is that PlayStation games are on PlayStation. Nintendo games are on Nintendo. And Ham, you can bring up Death Stranding, but that's an outlier. It's not even a PlayStation studio. MLB, same thing. It's an outlier. The rumor is the whole slate. It's tens, maybe hundreds of games. That's what's being rumored. For me, that's the end of the console. Maybe not for us here on the podcast. I'm talking about relevance for most people that are not really invested. As soon as everyone knows that if you buy the white one, you get all the games that are on the white one and the ones on the black one. If you get the black one, you only get Game Pass, but you don't get the excellent games that are also on the white one or the red one, which is the Nintendo. Because we've been hearing all these rumors about Xbox putting their games somewhere else. We're not hearing anything about games going to Xbox. Am I crazy?
Not completely, but if there is the outline of not all, because I think that's like the big thing in all of this. Is everybody's saying
that's a game changer.
Everything, but if it's not all, then it starts to kind of seem like exactly what Phil said like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, where he said case by case basis. So, I mean, here, like also here's part of it as well. So like, and I'm by no means trying to defend it, but I'm just trying to like see between the lines, right? Because, you know, they said case by case basis. They went in to purchase Activision after saying case by case basis with Bethesda titles.
Yes.
During the actual court hearing, everybody and their mom knew that Call of Duty should be multi-platform, right? Other Activision games possibly multi-platform. Why would you take away a game that they've had this long? Yada, yada, yada. Let's just get this court case done. Yada, 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 right? Well, now the court case is done, and they said, hey, we're not going to just publish everything on our consoles. We're going to distribute some of these other games to other consoles, and the things that they've had going on for a while will continue to go to their consoles. All right, so part of me is saying they're doing exactly what they're doing, and another part of me is saying there is something a little weird and different about the way I feel this year after hearing what you said, and or the way I felt last year about hearing what you said versus what I'm hearing this year. And this year, I'm just starting to hear games that already came out for Xbox that seem to be exclusive, like Hi-Fi Rush and Starfield, could also be going over there as well, which to me is kind of like, yikes. But at the same time, it's like, how much of a problem is it for me seeing that I have hundreds of hours in the Starfield already? I'm done with Hi-Fi Rush. I've been done with it. And it seems like a lot of the Xbox crowd has been done with a lot of these different games. Why is it crazy that they get to sell the game somewhere else, seeing that they're not
I'll
seeing
tell
that
you
the
why,
sales-
Ham.
Seeing that the sales are saturated now.
Let me tell you why. And I can't believe you got me out here defending Xbox. Actually, I'm not even defending Xbox. I'm defending value. The exclusives add value to a console. It's why Nintendo has old ass classics that have never been ported anywhere else. Not even to their own consoles. Classics people have been begging for. They won't port them to their latest consoles.
I'm going to
and they've
interrupt you real
never
quick,
been-
Loke.
What?
Does time not have value?
That sounds like an open-ended question. Go ahead and finish.
No, it's a straight up
Give me that.
question. Does time
has
not
value.
have value?
Yes, it does have value.
So if you see something and you're like, I want to play that, but it says it's not coming out for another year, here it is. And you really want to play that.
Yes.
You're going to say that, oh yeah, I'll just sit around and wait, and everybody else will play it. Everybody else will talk about it and whatnot. And I'm just going to plug my ears and pretend that it's not happening.
Yes, for games that are not Call
Does
of
that have
Duty,
no
yes.
value?
For games that are not Call of Duty, for games that are not Madden, for games that are not FIFA, for games that you don't
How
have
about
a
Power World?
virtual...
Power World is out right now. Power World is out right
Yes.
now. No, let me finish. Power World is out right now for Xbox. Is it going to explode 1 year from today if PlayStation gets it, like it just did? Will it be just as popular?
No.
And will as many people want to
It won't.
hop in and play?
Probably not.
So does that not have value?
So, do you know what Power World shares in common with Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA? It's all live games. It's all live service games. It's all online games. It's not Final Fantasy Remake. It's not Avowed. It's not Senua's Saga.
But it can
It's
be
not-
because it's a single. Because you can have a single player experience on there completely. That's
You
the only
can.
way I've played.
You can do it, but most of the hype is around the whole the live aspect of it, the online aspect of it. That's why it kind of blew up like a phenomenon.
I think
The
the hype
point-
around it is Pokemon with guns.
The point
Yeah.
I'm making is that Nintendo does what it does, and that whether me, you, Kia Santo, or anyone else agrees with, that adds value to their console. Why? Because you look at how people invest in said console. PlayStation, same thing. When you do the opposite of the people that are winning, everyone, we like to use sports analogies. Everyone's shooting threes. You want to keep on shooting mid-range shots. It's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end well for you. All I'm trying to say is, to Kia Sante's point here about the status quo, the status quo is the status quo for a reason. When you deviate, you can succeed. I'm not saying you can't. You can succeed. That's how most industries have moved forward, because there's always a divergent person that deviates and then transforms the industry. But there's also a very good chance that, like many others, you will pivot and you will fail. Because there's a reason no one has pivoted.
Sure.
I don't have the faith in this specific pivot from Microsoft, me personally. I don't think people are going to sit there and be like, we still see value in Xbox if the whole slate's available somewhere else. Your average person doesn't have money to be buying 5-6 games for each console every month. Never mind every week.
I'd also
So-
argue that
Yeah.
your average person wants to be current and doesn't care to play too much of
Old game.
like 2-3-year-old games and whatnot. They don't want to wait around. If you have something popping right now, That's where people want to be. And if you can control what's popping consistently and keep the other ones, keep the wolves at bay, you know, behind the fence and stuff like that, and say, yeah, we'll feed y'all, but we're going to make sure y'all are good and hungry before we give you anything. At some point, you're going to be like, I'm tired of being hungry.
I want this now.
Right. So that could be their approach, because if we've seen anything about how, you know, evolution has worked for us as people, is that from the early times all the way up to now, is that our impatience has done nothing but grow.
Yes.
We're more impatient now than we were yesterday. 100%. Like imagine holding a 3G phone today. Imagine that. Waiting for YouTube to load up. Imagine
what?
Versus having a 5G phone or hooked up to gigabit Wi-Fi. Think about that. Are you cool to wait because you have the 3G thing, or you have some other product that gets it too? It gets it, but it doesn't get it as quick as this. Are you cool with that?
You know, Ham, that analogy works if the other platform doesn't have anything. The problem is, while Microsoft is releasing their fresh stuff, PlayStation is also releasing their fresh stuff. Nintendo is also releasing their fresh stuff.
At what pace? But at
oh
what
my
pace?
God!
No. That's a real question. But at what pace? We just watched Sony release one game the entire year, and this year is looking shaky as well. On the PlayStation, on the Xbox side, what are you missing out from when it comes to PlayStation dropping new games? What did we miss last year from PlayStation? Do you see what I'm saying? But if Xbox comes out and says, hey, we missed Spider-Man. That's what we missed from PlayStation last year.
Nope. If anyone is watching this, if you have not played Spider-Man 2, you are missing nothing. All right? Carry on along your day. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing, bro. All right? Finish your point.
But so we would have got maybe one game from them. Think about all of the studios that Xbox has acquired now. We're talking about quarterly games.
Timmy!
PlayStation's having a problem releasing 2 games a year in general. We're talking about quarterly, year by year. That influx of games could be something serious. And to continue to make that money, to continue at that pace, maybe they have to share some of them. And to me, somebody that gets to play it right when it comes out compared to somebody that might have to wait a while, I'm fine with that. Am I happy that I'm sharing everything?
I got no problem.
Am I happy I'm sharing everything? My selfish side of me says absolutely not. I don't want to share with nobody, right? Of course, anybody that's on the Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation side, you don't want to share your games with the competitor. You don't. I mean, that's how most of us feel. But the reality is we don't run that business. We don't get a paycheck. We sit down and we play our games. So if I turn on my Xbox and I see Gears 6 is out, and then it says coming to PlayStation in mid 2026, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm playing now. That's great. Have fun in 2026, y'all. If you need a walkthrough, there'll be plenty. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it doesn't bother me at all, because like, I also have a PlayStation too. Keep that in mind. I also have a PlayStation. I understand most people don't or whatever, but this is
Not
that
or
fork
whatever.
in the
Come on, dude.
But look, this is that fork in the road in which one matters to you. Do you want to get something right now and be able to
Yes.
play it, or do you want to wait until a little later and then, I can play God of War and then I can switch and play Gears? Okay, I can still do that too. So
Alright,
what?
Before Ham goes, before Matt goes, I just wanna add here, Ham, why the waiting thing is not a big barrier for someone that decides to only play on PlayStation. If this happens, most people don't have 6 hours to play games every single day. Most people don't have 6 hours per week to play video games.
Sure.
Right? So I'm going to use myself as an example. I only get, if I'm lucky, 2 hours a day to play video games. That's why it took me a minute to finish God of War. So if someone puts this proposition in front of me, I'm like, dude, just the PlayStation games, I will struggle to play all of the ones that I'm interested in during the calendar year. Now you're telling me that there's going to be Xbox games coming to PlayStation as well? I'm not stressed about not being able to play those games, because even if they were available day one, I wouldn't be able to play those games. I still haven't found time to play Remnant, which, shout out to anyone that's on Game Pass, that has Game Pass, you can install Remnant 2 right now. So I would like everyone here to remove themselves, right? If you're a content creator, if you're someone that has tons of hours per day to put into video games, try and remove thyself from this specific example. Think about the random 35-year-old, according to Statista, because that's what the average gamer, console gamer, is aged. Think of the random 35-year-old that only has 2 hours to put into video games per day. He has work, he has his wife, he has his kids. Or she has work, she has a husband, she has her kids. This person is not miffed about having to wait 2 or 3 years. That's why I'm reiterating. I think this.
How
could
do you know that,
if
though?
they say the?
How do you know somebody didn't just go out and buy themselves an Xbox to play the new Elder Scrolls? Are you going to say that the person went and bought a PlayStation instead because it's going to come at some point? And they just were like, oh, it's going to come at some point, but I don't know when. And, I can play God of War right now and just wait. But my favorite game is being played over there right now.
To answer your question, that's why when Xbox acquired Bethesda, PlayStation was chill. When Xbox acquired Activision, or tried to acquire Activision, PlayStation lost their mind because of exactly what you're asking right now. By your question and the behavior of PlayStation, right, that has more information than me and you put together, Bethesda, sure, people are going to buy, a couple of people are going to buy to play Skyrim. But Call of Duty, that's going to move the needle. Millions of people are going to wake up and be like, I need to buy a freaking Xbox to play Call of Duty day one. So for your specific example of Skyrim, I'm not saying people are not going to buy the console for that, but I'm saying the number is minuscule compared to if Xbox decides Call of Duty is going to be day and date on Game Pass or day and date on Xbox, but then it's going to release post for like 2 years. 2 years later, it's going to release on other platforms.
And then also keep this in mind, Luke. What happens if the games are cheaper on Xbox than they are on PlayStation?
Yeah, but you don't get the games at all. You don't get the PlayStation games at all if you're on Xbox.
Whereas there's already plenty of... You don't get that today. And people buy Xboxes.
Thank you, Ham. You exactly. Exactly. So what happens?
Oh, you
what
get a lot of
happens
you got
when you
to.
Say,
But
all of
today
these Xbox
you
games
currently
are
get
now going to
Xbox Studio
PlayStation.
games
What
on
happens?
PlayStation. Today you get Bethesda games and
Yes.
stuff like that on PlayStation.
Ham. That's it's a very different proposition we're talking about right now. Because the proposition we're talking about right now, as far as Bethesda is, all the back catalog of Bethesda games are already on PlayStation. The rumors are saying everything is going to PlayStation. So Valve's going to PlayStation, Starfield's going to PlayStation, the next Skyrim's going to PlayStation, Fallout 5 is going to PlayStation. When you say that, it's a very different proposition to what we're talking about right now. You see me? Matt, you had a point.
What's that?
You had a point before I went a bit left there.
I mean, I would say, because before you guys kind of went off on what you were talking about, you were about to bring up the point of value, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So would there not, and this is just a question, would there not be value in playing that game, to Ham's point earlier, also in a subscription service?
Definitely.
Okay. That's all I wanted to say. Because that's
there's value.
Again, I think this is, whether they're right or wrong, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna find out. I think this is the way Satya is looking at it. It's like he's probably looking at it and saying, well, we still offer value on our hardware, and they're, like I said, they're gonna find out if that's really true or not. But I do think the value proposition,
even after what they did to my precious Windows phone, you still trust them with hardware.
Dude, they took away the greatest MP3 player of all time. I get it. It's the Zune. I don't care about the Windows phone. But listen, I get it. I've been scorned by Microsoft plenty times. But just also, what your discussion you guys just had, you kind of operating under the assumption that everybody
the whole slate is going.
No, yeah, I guess, sure, that too. But like, you're operating under the assumption that everybody wants PlayStation games. And that's no diss, because you could say the same thing for Xbox. Like, there's a certain fan base for Xbox games, just like there's a certain fan base for PlayStation games. Like, we look at the sales, they talk about them once or twice a year whenever there's a big game that releases for PlayStation. Like God of War, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to sell stupid amounts of games because it's Spider-Man. It's what it does. God of War sells pretty well. Last of Us sold kind of surprisingly low for what I would have expected last time. But like, you see them talk about sales for games like those comparative to a player base that is, what, of the PS4, 125 million? It's like, I don't know a game, like even Nintendo, I don't know a game from Nintendo that sold 125 million copies.
No,
so it's like,
not even
so
half.
It's like,
no, actually half.
Yeah, sure, half.
Mario
like
Kart,
Pokemon
Mario
and stuff.
Kart
Mario Kart,
sold like 60 or something.
But it's like, you look at that and it's like, yeah, you could say, like, for the core gamer who is like someone who is into the PlayStation exclusives and somebody who does like the Xbox exclusives, you could make the argument, well, get a PlayStation. But at the same time, if you really, really like those Xbox exclusives, to Ham's point, you, like me, I don't want to wait to play Elder Scrolls 6. If Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and they're like, hey, we're releasing it exclusively on Xbox and PC for 1 year, just like they did Oblivion. I think it was 1 year. And then they say, but you could play it on PS6 in 1 year. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not waiting a year to play Elder Scrolls.
No, sir.
No, like, absolutely not. And there's like, to your point, there's a lot of casuals who will wait that year, but there's also a lot of people who absolutely won't, to Ham's point. So it's like, somewhere in the middle, they're going to
Casuals make the
find.
majority, though.
That's true. That's 100% true. But I think like something like the Elder Scrolls, that's why I use it as an example, kind of transcends casual and hardcore. You can be a hardcore gamer and love Elder Scrolls, and you can be somebody who, like, for example, look at the old grandma who loves Skyrim. Do you think she's picking up Call of Duty every year?
Hell no.
No.
I don't think
But
she's picking up anything.
Do you think she's picking up Elder Scrolls 6 when it launches? Yeah.
Day one. She probably won't even have to buy it. The amount of content she's made for that game, they'll probably send her like a special
she's getting a free copy
or something.
She's getting a free copy, 100%. But like, that's what I mean. It's like you can
spider webs, you know?
Exactly. You can be a casual, and that can be your thing. Like, there's a lot of casuals who that's their thing. So it's like I feel like the value will still be there. I feel like, again, we'll see next week, but they got to handle it. They got to tread very carefully, because you see how the community is reacting right now.
It's mad delicate.
Yeah, which is the big problem right now. Like, this whole thing, the whole Xbox thing, to me isn't a problem right now. The community, the way the community is acting is the problem. So what's that?
There's something I wanted to explore with you guys. The amount of vitriol, the amount of trolling, bitching, moaning, complaining. I was under the impression Xbox had no games. And when they finally left the gaming industry, nothing of value would be lost. What the hell happened on the weekend? Because suddenly, Xbox is this precious thing that must be protected. What's that about?
Well, I mean, the truth is just kind of seeping out now, right? You know, there's been some cracks in, the shield, and, what has been covered for so long, which is the games, are now being revealed to those that believe there was none. And all of a sudden, now we have something oh so precious that people have been telling us that they wouldn't want or need ever. And I ain't getting the Xbox because I don't want those games. Yada 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 yada. Like now you're talking like now people are talking like people that couldn't wait to play these games. Oh, Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush. Oh. The Indiana Jones game looks interesting now. Ooh, I like it now. It's looking pretty nice now.
Sumo, I like the tweet from Sumo talking about, hey, Avowed looking kind of nice. I'm like, dude.
It's just like people are just I feel like a lot of people are letting themselves are revealing themselves that it's not about the games. It's about the platform. For a lot of them, and it's okay to be a big time fan of a platform, but if you're only in this space or doing content creation just for that platform, I question how much of an actual gamer you are instead of just a fan.
Come on, Ham.
I'm just saying.
I see what I'm saying.
When Sega went down in shambles, who said, you know what? Gaming is just not good anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, you're probably not a gamer if you said that. I'm just saying.
So what's the difference? The
difference is people like your friend, what's his name? Smooth. K Smooth. He hasn't actually left. So I think we can only say this about people that actually leave the whole gaming sphere.
See, you don't even know the whole backstory on that either. Because he said, because people were asking, hey, are you really talking about retiring from gaming? And he's like, yeah, I'm actually considering it. So
fuck this guy.
I'm sorry, Lope, but you didn't even know what we were talking about with that.
Get him out of here. Yeah, okay, fine. It's bullshit. This guy's not a good gamer. I'm sorry. Even considering it, I'm done with you. Like, I am so done with you. I'm a football fan. As soon as your team's out of the playoffs, I'm not watching anymore. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out.
Oh
Get
shit,
out.
I'm like that. Dude.
Well,
Like,
it's fine, bro. You've said it
I'm a
before
Cavs
that you're
fan, but if the
more
Cavs
of a
get bounced in the
basketball
first
fan.
round again, I ain't watching that shit. I'm
Aye,
not watching that
dude.
shit. Oh shit.
But it's cool. It's cool. Knock yourself out. Yeah, but Ham, to that point, if that was the whole context, yeah, that in my personal opinion, that's not a real game.
I think it's just like, I think the point is more relevant if you were to say, I'm a Cavs fan, but then Mobley's not playing tonight. I'm not watching the Cavs.
Oh yeah.
You're not really a Cavs fan. You're a Mobley fan.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good way to word that.
Big Mad Mo. Oh my God, my Raiders ain't playing. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. So you're a Raiders fan. You're not a football fan. Fine. That's cool. That's cool. Just stop lying to yourself saying that you're a football fan. You're not a football fan. You're a Raiders fan. Cool. If the Raiders were to be dissolved tomorrow, I would pick a new team and I'm keeping it football. That's what I'm doing.
Real football.
I've just been playing games. All right. So there's another one here, Ham, that I would like to highlight. This tweet here from
I've had enough.
Yeah.
I keep looking up and seeing his face. That shit's throwing me off.
Bro, what is going on? So X-Man says if he retires from gaming, ain't nobody gonna miss him. That's messed up. Hey, Lady Foxfire, welcome in. Hamathy. So there's this tweet that I just sent you in your DMs from a friend of the channel, the Black Viking.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I will posit this one. He posits it to PS fans, but I want to put this one to everyone in the chat and to the two of you as well. If Xbox ceases to exist and PlayStation is the only high-end console maker, do you think Sony will be encouraged or motivated to provide quality experiences, or will their services degrade? So will costs go up? Is there need for first-party exclusives? Will PS Plus continue to be a thing? Will future consoles or hardware be innovative and supported? Will they keep the same 70-30 split, or strong arm the third-party developers into 80-20 split? Will this become the golden era of gaming to you? Before you guys get into it, let me read the super chat here by Drawn TJ. Thank you so much, Drawn TJ, for the super chat. Says, are you enjoying the crazy Twitter streets, My Little Pony, Tex and Loke? These rumors are BS. And if I was the pony, I'd be popping champagne, but I'm not enjoying this. But anyway, Ham, to the question at hand, you can go first and then Matt, or we'll just interchange in between. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if this is an actual possibility of them, getting all these games and whatnot, then
no, if they cease to exist, dude, like shut up shop, no more hardware, no more nothing.
Oh,
this
okay.
is like even a step further from what I was positing.
Right. So, okay. So ceasing to exist and only PlayStation being out there, that would become much, in my opinion, more expensive.
$1,000 console.
Maybe, but I'm thinking more game wise and just access to said games. Because I feel like a lot of us, especially Xbox fans, take advantage of all the different types of access that we have to be able to play the games. And then if you were to just take all of our Xboxes out of our house and then just say PlayStation, bam, and that's all you have. Well, those of us that were, playing on, Steam Deck, PC, and Xbox are now, probably more or less just on that PlayStation or PlayStation and remote playing only. So you're cutting down a lot on ecosystem in which
Mm-hmm.
they have more of a direct way of getting you into the game and telling you that you must pay said thing to be able to play the game. Kind of like the Portal or anything else, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't really need the Portal. You could still remote play without it, but they really encourage that you use their device because it's better for the game experience and everything, right? And I don't know. I just think it'd just be just more expensive all around in the sense of games getting more expensive to purchase. You only having one place that you really can get it other than PC, which is its own animal of its own. And usually PC doesn't get a copy of a game sometimes until much later. I'm specifically thinking of something like GTA 6. I'm thinking of something like GTA 6 in this specific scenario. So,
Damn.
So I just feel like giving them more opportunity to corner said market then makes it more expensive for us to be able to try to take advantage of said thing. You know, right?
So it's probably not going to end well for us.
Well, I just don't think so. I mean, it's just like saying, you know, Target's closed down, all these other, big box stores shut down. Now you have to go to Walmart. You have to only go to Walmart. You don't think Walmart's going to be like, oh, so you have to come here. Well, now that apple that was 50 cents is $1.50.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to come here. It's just like it's just like the gas stations off the side of the highway compared to the gas stations in the suburban neighborhood, right? Those gas prices are different because this is the only place you can get gas around this motherfucker.
Yep.
So you're going to have to pay that tax.
The Xbox.
You ain't home,
Because
Dorothy.
Xbox
You
doesn't
paying
exist,
that
right?
motherfucking tax today.
Oh my goodness.
So that's kind of the way I'm seeing it, more or less. If you're the only one in an avenue, just like the Switches, they're the only one in their avenue right now doing what they're doing in console gaming, not PC, console gaming. So when you see them shove out a $70 cartridge to play Zelda, where else are you gonna go? You see what I'm saying? Where else are you gonna go?
No.
Unless you know how to hack and get it into your Steam Deck and whatnot, which all these people can go online and say, I got it on my Steam Deck. I went on the high seas. We already know majority of people ain't doing that shit. They ain't got the time. They ain't got the They ain't got the resources,
expertise, the know-how.
Flat out don't feel like doing this shit, or they don't want to break the law.
Yeah, like fuck it.
It's just like
$70.
The more stipulations you put in front of somebody, the more you can make your shitty price make sense.
Yeah, you demotivate them. Matt, before you go in on this one, I just want to address Vincent Vega. It says that y'all need to embrace all sides of capitalism, yo. A key tenet of capitalism is competition. So if Xbox is out, we don't have competition. Matt, what are your thoughts here on the Black Vikings tweet?
I mean, that's kind of why it's so confusing to see everybody like thrilled about the idea of that even being a possibility. There's a lot more I don't know what you would call it, victory laps online than there probably should be.
This is not a victory.
Yeah, because if you're really a PlayStation fan, and when I say a PlayStation fan, I mean like you're someone who likes the things that PlayStation likes and appreciates the things that PlayStation, the experiences that they provide you. Not like a corporate shill, but like somebody who just genuinely likes their experiences. If you're somebody like that, that scenario would be terrible. would be absolutely horrible. Because, I mean, people like to joke and everything now about how PlayStation's not consumer friendly now. Dude, if there was no Xbox, I'll tell you what, if there's no Xbox, I'm done with consoles. I'll just play on PC. I'm not buying another console. I'll play them because I'm not about to put up with whatever the hell PlayStation's gonna do in that scenario. I mean, you've seen people in the industry, like at Rockstar, floating the idea of like, oh, games should cost $100. It's not crazy. And it's like, you see PlayStation's probably looking at that like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. And if
I'm
Xbox
already
is
paying $100.
Yeah,
Well, they're
sure.
already trying to do that by cutting the game partially and making you pay 50 and then another 50 later.
Oh,
Yeah.
the leaks from
Like
Insomniac,
what they
correct?
said in the whole leaks thing and whatnot, how they're gonna focus on shorter games and that'll be just $50.
Shorter.
Yeah.
So yeah, the shorter is really just cutting your game in half and saying, you know, here's you know, chapter 1. If you want chapter 2, we'll see you next year.
And that's the thing you're gonna be doing. I mean, it would be so unbelievably bad if that was the reality we lived in. So I mean, for that reason and that reason alone, I hope that this doesn't happen. That's probably the only reason I would have strong feelings against this happening. But it's just that 100% that would lead to PlayStation taking advantage of people, and why wouldn't they? It's the smart business thing to do. And Nintendo, here's the thing: people can say, "Well, you just switch to Nintendo." Nobody is switching to Nintendo.
No,
you get a Nintendo with your PlayStation or with your Xbox because it's it's a thing unto itself. But you don't replace your PlayStation or your Xbox with a Nintendo. That's not how that works. No. So they're going to be the sole thing, and that would be fucking tragic. But we'll see.
So here, let's now go to a dark future, right? Well, not dark, but let's go to the complete opposite end of this, Ham. Since we're just postulating, we're coming up with possible ideas or whatever. Ham, what if Phil comes out to next week and goes full scorched earth and essentially says, "This is the last time I'm going to say this is the last time I'm going to address this. All of our games are exclusive. Then they're not going to ever go anywhere else."
If he says that, then I am crying.
What's your reaction, and what do you think is the reaction of the community?
Oh, shambles. Nothing but shambles. and it's shambles for not Xbox, not PlayStation, the community of gamers in general that felt the need to victory lap or cry on camera or whatever, whichever one you took part of, L. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sat back and you just let shit just kind of like play until you got the facts on it, you good. That's how I'm playing it right now. I'm sitting back and I'm just like, you know, I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't love it. Some of it I understand, some of it I don't at all. But Mama didn't say shit.
Decisions are made.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't hear none of this from a grown ass adult. I heard this from some kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what it feels like right now.
Came out.
Where it's just like, you know, I heard this from my nephew's sister's cousin. Right now, I didn't hear this from the person that's guilty or the person that's controlling the situation. So until then, I don't see what all the big fuss is. Like sure, talk about it if you wish. Display your frustration in a sensible way, but in the sense of just doom, gloom, and you know what? I'm selling everything that I got. To me, that's just wild. I mean, you got a warranty for this vehicle, right? And you hear that, oh, Hyundai is going out of business, but you heard that from some random person on Fox News. All right, yeah. Let me use that example. We hear the news from Hannity, from all these people every day, but we don't call it a fact, do we? We don't call any of this news from any of the CNN, Fox, MSNBC. We don't call any of that shit fact until we see it for ourselves, right? So I'm right there with you, or I'm right there with whoever is saying, you know, let's wait until we actually see what's actually going down before we sell everything, jump up and move out, get rid of the house and the dog, whatever. Let's relax first, let it be told, hear the truth, and then do what you wish with it at that point. But I just don't see the point in getting all mad when you ain't got no facts. You just have assumptions.
I would lose it. Like next week, right? Next week, regardless of what the outcome is, I wish I was a content creator. I wish I didn't have to go to work. No. I wish I didn't have to go to work. I wish this was my work, dude. I wish I could sit and soak in all the salt. Ham, me and you would have back-to-back 6-hour podcasts next week.
You're out of your mind. I'm not doing that.
That's what I'm thinking. You know what? I think I'm gonna talk to my boss, and I'm gonna take some time off work. I'm gonna take vacation days off. We're gonna do back-to-back 6-hour podcast, regardless of what the outcome is, because the salt is going to be magnificent. Because either he dispels all of this once and for all, and then a whole lot of people have egg on their face, or he confirms this, and a whole lot of people have egg on their face. Either way, it's going to be an epic week. Matt, what would be your reaction? Sorry, let me just read this. Sir X-Man really wants to reiterate this point here. Ice cold take here, Sir X-Man, but I see you really want me to read this. They have been trying to get our game since late last year, and this really started a little after our direct show. That's funny. Ice cold take, bro. We've all noticed this. We know this. Xbox has been killing it since Hi-Fi Rush, or a little before Hi-Fi Rush came out. They've been absolutely killing it. But okay, Matt, what's your reaction if Phil Spencer comes out and says, it's all bull, and I'm done talking about this?
I mean, that would be the most hilarious possible outcome. I mean, just because I know, like, man, that would be so funny. That would just be so funny to see the reaction of people melting down on Twitter this whole week, because that's all it's going to be this whole week, just for Phil Spencer to come out next week and be like, guys, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, guys? But I mean,
likely.
It's not likely. Yeah. It's very unlikely that's what's going to happen. But I mean, hey, it's definitely fun to think about. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how people are going to handle it. I know how I'm going to handle it, like an adult. But but I can't speak for the rest of
You're calling me a child.
The community.
You're calling me a child.
Said
So-
like an adult.
Putting me a child, man. Bro.
I don't know, but it's gonna be wild regardless of what he says.
You mean, Matt, you're not gonna pretend like all your fucking livelihood depends on if Xbox keeps, all the games to themselves, or if they share a few or all of them? That's not gonna completely change your life and make you and your family, down, send down river or something like that.
It's not gonna ruin the complete trajectory of my life. It's not. It
Damn.
won't. Here's what's gonna happen. Whenever they announce it that day, I'm gonna get online. I'm probably gonna play a little bit of Starfield. I'm probably gonna play some finals, and then maybe some Halo. And that's how that day is gonna go. That's how that day is gonna go for me, and it'll be fine. So
I'll tell you how my day is gonna go. If I hear if I hear good news, I'll say something along the lines of hooray and play a video game. If I get bad news, I'm gonna talk my quick shit and then I'm gonna play a game.
yeah.
but the bottom line is I'm gonna play a game. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. There's literally nothing.
Let's quickly pivot to Phil Spencer's hairline. How the hell does this guy still have a full head of hair with all the stress he's been dealing with since he took over from Don Matrick? Anyone notice this? It's a good
all
point.
I think of is Shannon Sharp saying that ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem.
Come on. Vincent says it's implants. All right. Sir X-Men with another super chat. Thank you so much. Says, if Phil says Xbox only ponies are going to disappear, and I have to defend the ponies on this one. The ponies aren't really the ones causing most of the havoc. It's the exports. It's the exports that are causing all the havoc this time. For once, we need to leave the ponies in the stables. They're chilling. They're playing Helldivers. They're watching.
No, they're not.
Everyone else have a meltdown. For the first time this Friday, we're going to have salt videos, Xbox salt videos from Alex for the first time. So let's pray that until Friday, the PlayStation guys don't start taking over the narrative. But right now, it's just oh my God, you're right, Rachie. Rachie says Foam Star might just make everything go all over the place. That's a good point. Well, for me, regardless of what is announced, whether Phil confirms this or denies it, actually no, I'm gonna have different reactions. If he confirms that it's definitely true and the whole slate's going to PlayStation, I'm going to celebrate personally because I now know I only have to buy one console. I'm just being honest, guys. I don't really care about the hundreds of games that I have on PlayStation, on Xbox. I don't care about that. What I care about is saving my money moving forward. So I will get the next PlayStation as soon as it comes out. And when the next Xbox comes out, I'll wait until it's like $200 or $250. I'll buy it on a sale so I can have an Xbox at home. But the console I'm definitely getting full price day one is the PlayStation because I'm still going to get all the Xbox games if he confirms the full slate. If he doesn't confirm the full slate, my gamer brain is going to be happy because, like Asante said before, I like the status quo. I kind of prefer it. It kind of makes sense to me. But yeah, so if he confirms that it's not happening, my gamer brain is gonna be like, cool, no problem. I'll just buy an Xbox when the next one comes out, and then we'll keep it pushing. But I'm just saying, if he says it's going everywhere, I'm definitely just buying a PlayStation. I don't care though. I don't care. Look, you should have saw a Crossfire last night. What happened at Crossfire last night, Ham? Are you aware of anything special?
I didn't know there was a Crossfire last night.
Oh, okay. The True Pony is coming out. It's not. I'm not.
There you are.
It's not. It's not. It's not that I'm a true pony, Sir X-Man. I'm
You're
not
not
a
a
true
fake pony.
He's like, I am the pony.
You're not a false pony. I'll tell you that.
No. What I am is a fiscally responsible person. All right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Anywhere-
fiscally responsible pony.
Yeah, you're a pony.
Dude, anyway I can cut costs, I'm cutting. I don't care. I don't
Cost
care.
cutting
If
pony.
tomorrow,
Well, if you love
If
cutting
tomorrow-
costs, definitely go with PlayStation.
if Xbox has all of Sony's exclusives and Sony still exists, I won't buy the next PlayStation. I'll only buy the next Xbox. I don't care. It's cost. For me, it's about cost.
Okay.
Sunrash, welcome in. Sunrash says $1,000 for remake Station 6. It has been a lot of remakes. It has been a lot of remakes, but we're gonna get a new game eventually.
Like PS4 2.0.
God damn, man. God damn. Why are you like this?
I'm not like
Anyway,
anything.
why
I'm just
are
talking
they
about
like
games
this?
I'm seeing come out.
All right, guys. All right. Just so we don't make it so we misled the people that clicked here to talk about Apex and all the other topics on our
No one's here to listen
on
to
our
Apex.
thumbnail.
No one's here to listen to stuff about Apex. What are you talking about? So what? I was so shocked when I saw that in your thumbnail. I'm like, Apex Legends.
Yeah, you
Like,
remember what I
that?
told you last night, Matt?
Yeah. It's just like, I'm like, why are you talking about Apex Legends today?
No, I told
'Cause
Matt
I'm-
last night. I told Matt last night because we were sitting there playing Xbox. I was like, Loke just hit me up on Twitter and asked me if we should talk about what Phil Spencer had to talk about, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Let's talk about the biggest
Uh,
news this year.
Let's
is the
just
biggest
completely
news.
skip
That's a fact.
what's trending. Go with some news that nobody gives a shit about.
God
Apex
damn.
Legends on their 50th
No one
season. We
cares
gotta
about
talk about that.
Jesus. No one cares. Rachel's here for the foam stars. Okay. All right.
Where he is.
All right, Ham, check your DMs. I sent you another angle for us to analyze
great.
here. Well, I was trying to pivot to Apex. You insisting on the whole Xbox thing. So here we go. Dano, one of my mutuals, says, seriously, when did gaming stop being about the games and more about pledging allegiance to the console maker? People announcing they're leaving like they're leaving their spouse. So
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
right? For me, I disavow the whole people announcing they're leaving like they're leaving their spouse, but I can tell you when gaming stopped being about the games and more about pledging allegiance to the console maker. It is a cycle that feeds into itself, right? And we'll continue with the spouse analogy. Most of us did not hook up with our wives and or husbands like, oh, that's my wife. When you went
Be a purchase.
when you first spoke to this person, that was not what you were talking about. You were looking at, the assets. You were trying to have a good time. Next thing you look around, there's kids, there's a mortgage bill, etc., etc. Life happens. All right. Same thing with consoles. Most gamers looked at the games, but what happened was you got Death Stranding, you got The Last of Us Part 1, okay? You got God of War 2018, and then because of this, you created this attachment to the platform, and that's how it's a vicious cycle that feeds into itself. Matt, you disagree with how the console is essentially our spouse.
I mean, I think it's incredibly hilarious the way people are acting online. Like there's Twitter posts that read like people are going through legit terrible divorces right now, and that to me personally, given the situation, is funny. It's funny to me. But yeah, I mean, as for what you're saying there, I would have to agree with that to some extent.
Thank you. Finally, one of my analogies landed on this show.
Some extent,
Jeez.
Woke. Some extent. Calm down.
God
I
damn
could
it! Let me
see
have this
people
win.
doing
Let me
that,
have this
but
win.
I see what Matt's saying. He's saying I could see people doing that, but it can't be me. That's
God
what he's
yeah.
saying.
Basically,
And,
yeah.
have
and,
this
and I'm
win.
100% on his side with that. It's just like, yeah, I could see I could see a grown man sitting on the, ground kicking his feet, crying and needing his diaper changed, but that couldn't be me. I'm good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could take care of this. I think I can manage from here.
Yes,
think I'll be
100%.
A bit messy, Hank. That's a bit messy. Diaper?
Is it? Is it messy for me though?
Oh,
I'm just walking by. Is it messy for me?
Jeez, the comments. Big Mad Mo, I'm not a pony. I'm just saying why the analogy works. Jesus.
He made sure he had two different set of posts. He said, you are, pony.
Damn, bro. Damn. No, Ham, I did not tell Sir X-Man to DM you. Oh, actually I did. Sorry. I take that back. I did ask Sir X-Man to DM you. Can you please sort out Friday's thing?
What are you talking about?
Sir X-Man won the $10 voucher.
Oh,
for
he finally hit
Friday's
me up
vote.
about that.
Just do it. Just do it, Ham.
Yeah. No, I'll do it.
All right.
No, I ain't thinking about it until people hit me up. Right?
You probably
I think
forgot.
He
forgot.
He hit me up
Yeah, you forgot.
about just a couple hours ago. So yeah, I'll get on that here in a little bit after the podcast.
Yeah. All right. So on this one, the next angle that I want to take on this one is something that I've consistently talked to you guys about. Although Big Mad Mo is out here talking about I'm a pony, talking about I am neighing right now, right? Bro. One thing I've always said, Ham, Xbox has the upper hand when it comes to their communication with their fans in terms of like the execs or marketing people with the people in the community. I've always said Xbox has the upper hand, but I'm sending you a DM right now that kind of points it out as a weakness. This is from Mr. John Cartwright. He said, and I quote, "I won't keep talking about Xbox until it's all official, but I think there's a very important lesson about how you talk to fans. They got way too friendly and created parasocial relationships. People are taking the rumor so hard as if it's actually a personal betrayal."
That's what Matt just
before
got
you guys
talking about, and that's what you tried to kill his argument on.
No, hold on. Let me finish it. Let me read the super chat here by Sir X-Man.
No,
Thank
I'm
you so much
finished.
for the super chat.
Ain't
Sir
shit else I
X-Man.
gotta say.
As you insult me, Sir X-Man. Thank you. Loke, the official IGN pony. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Sir X-Man. So for me specifically, Matt, you which point did I try and shut you down on? Because I'm a bit lost now.
What's that?
What point did I try and shut you down on? Because I'm not clear on that right now. With regards to Xbox's communication team. Yeah.
No, I was just talking about how I thought it was funny how people were the way people were behaving online. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so you can go first, Matt, on this one. Do you think that Aaron Greenberg and the rest of the Xbox crew got too close to the Xbox community?
The thing is, I say no, and the only reason I say that is because I don't think this decision, this whole situation we're in right now, I don't think it's coming from Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, Sarah Bond. Like, I think you could argue yes, maybe, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think,
even if it's not coming from them, Matt, even if it's not coming from them, when you create that link, there's expectations created. So now, when the rumors come, even if this is a Microsoft leak, when the rumors come, because you created this link with the community, are you not now expected to keep the same energy?
No. And here's the thing, kind of to the point that this person is saying, them being business people, CEOs, whatever, like them being business people and interacting with their community isn't a bad thing. It's people's attachment to like if Phil Spencer were to come on the podcast or something, and you had a great discussion with Phil Spencer or whoever, anyone from the company, and you had a great discussion with them, and then this whole news breaks weeks later, it's on you if you feel like you were betrayed. That's on you. That's not on Phil. That's not on, like, he's just communicating with the community. Like he never once went out here like I just don't see how, like, this is their fault, or this is their fault for communicating with the community. That specifically, I feel like people just built up relationships in their head, and it became unhealthy, and now we're seeing the fruit of that.
Exactly, and that's that type of analysis is expected. Well, from me at least, I would expect that people like Aaron Greenberg, etc., would take this into consideration when engaging with the community. Like, these are not professionals that we're talking to. These are not professionals that we're making links with. Like, there was a reason why you kind of had to have some sort of credibility to have interactions with big corporations, you know? Now, it's like, no, you just have a certain amount of followers, so now you have credibility. That kind of doesn't pass the smell test, especially in situations like this.
100%. And the thing, to what you're just saying, like, it's Aaron Greenberg or whoever should have thought about this. Aaron Greenberg's not a therapist. Phil Spencer's not a therapist. Like, if them being nice to you, like, if them having nice interactions with you is enough for you to then now in this situation feel like you've been fully betrayed, I don't know what to say to that. Like, that's not their fault. That's nobody's fault, really, but you. Sorry.
So you fell in love with the company.
I mean, yeah.
Ham?
What up?
Thoughts on whether we should be, well, not blaming, but if they should have had some foresight with who they engaged with.
No. Absolutely not. I mean, in my opinion, it's this is one of those things where it's just like, yo, I told you, like, and this is gonna sound like a hell of an analogy, right? But just follow me on this one. So, so I told you that you could borrow, told you could borrow the car on the weekends, right? I told you that.
Okay.
All right. You got it for the
Okay.
first. You got it for a few weekends, right?
Okay.
Mom's found out. Mom's found
Okay.
out, and now I can't lend you the car no more.
Okay.
Now put Satya and Nadella in Mom's spot, and Phil Spencer is now the friend that told you could borrow the car.
God damn it, Am.
Think about it that way.
Do I have to put makeup on Satya
Yeah,
Nadella?
these
Just put
friendly
dress on
folks
him as
out here
well?
told you all this stuff because they thought that's how it was gonna go. They thought everything was cool. They thought everything was kosher. Turns out the person that tells him what to do wasn't cool with it. So, are you now unfriending the person that was allowing you to buy the car? Or are you mad at the person behind them that told you that told them that you are no longer allowed to drive? Who are you mad at?
Let it sit, Lo.
That analogy.
Let it fester a little bit, Lo. Jesus Christ. That was
Jeez, yeah. So that analogy started off kind of rough, but you brought it home, man. Just like the car, you brought it home. Well done.
Now shut the garage.
I'm trying to picture Satya Nadella with a wig, makeup, and a dress. Just all right then.
why are you doing that?
The last look at this one is going to be video game journalists breaking the fourth wall. So this is from Kotaku, of all places. This is a publication that, in my opinion, lost its credibility with Gamergate and then has been slowly recouping it, just like Grumps. Have you guys noticed that Grumps is very based these days on Twitter?
Is what?
He's based. Like his takes
Grumps?
very based. Yeah, Grumps, the dude about the loading screen or about the start screen. Check his recent posts.
I'm all set.
It's like someone stole his Twitter or someone hacked his Twitter.
Hopefully.
It makes sense. It's funny. It's very weird. It's very strange. Anyway, Kotaku has been on in my opinion, Kotaku has been on a bit of a comeback rampage. Ham, I just sent you the article on DM, but they recently published a post, and just look at that thumbnail. Look at that picture. Before we even get into the topic, guys, this doesn't look like a news publication.
No.
This looks like a fanboy video on YouTube.
Yeah, this looks like a 16-year-old. Like if a 16-year-old made a gaming news site, this would be the articles they post.
That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
And before we even get into the topic, what's your take on that thumbnail?
It's kind of hot.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck
It
out
is
of here.
literally scorching hot.
What time is it? Making me swear at 2 a.m., dog. It's 2 a.m. You're making me swear. This guy. Raichi, thank you for the member chat. Says they forgot they need a console to play GTA 6. Yeah, you still need a console. That's true. Vince says it's brilliant. All right, you know what?
That is wild.
Go to Kotaku, subscribe, and do whatever they need y'all to do at Kotaku. I think it's out of line. Anyways, let's go to the article here. It says over the February 3rd weekend, reports from different outlets and insiders claim that a number of big Xbox exclusives. Again, these reports are not official. it's all coming from one specific leak or rumor, and then everyone ran with it. And then once IGN reports it, everyone reports off of what IGN reported. Game
Tom
Xbox
Warren.
exclusives like Tom Warren. Xbox exclusives like Starfield and Gears of War could possibly end up on PS5 in the near future. Once the news spread around the internet, the most Xbox-pilled users and creators began theorizing, denying, mourning, and ranting to those within their church of the Xbox circle and beyond. Why is it the church of Xbox? Why is it not the mosque of Xbox? Let's talk about that, Kotaku.
No, okay. I thought you were
Then
gonna
Xbox
talk about it. I was
boss.
like, nah, I'm good.
Then Xbox boss Phil Spencer posted a vague statement seemingly confirming something was happening, but the faithful would have to wait until next week to hear what. Perhaps he thought this would calm the masses. It didn't. Instead, for some devoted Xbox fans, it was the confirmation that the brand they worshipped was leaving them behind, and they aren't taking it well. All right. When I say the church of Xbox, why not the synagogue of Xbox? Why is it the church?
How long are you
of
gonna
Xbox?
stay on this?
Let me finish. It's just one more chapter here. When I say the church of Xbox or the Xbox cult, I'm referring to a small but vocal group of gamers who over the years have, and with some encouragement from folks at Microsoft, morphed into Xbox obsessed believers. These people rarely question the company's actions and fight online against biased journalists. And they put biased in quotes. Motherfucker, look at your thumbnail. How is that not biased?
Right.
And other folks who they believe won't give the big green X brand a break, or worse, those who they think want Xbox to fail, to crash and burn, to die. We're not going to get into the reactions. I want to get your guys' reactions on Kotaku calling out fanboys.
I mean, is the genuine reaction?
Yes.
I mean, my genuine reaction really, I mean, and it's a thought I've carried for a long time, is that Kotaku stinks. That's my genuine reaction to this article. That the closest I will ever get to reading is listening to what you just said. That's my reaction. Is Kotaku stinks. And I don't see them as a legitimate source of news because they stink, much like other companies that stink, who we won't mention. But yeah, that's my reaction there.
Ham, go ahead.
My reaction to Kotaku in general.
Yeah. Kotaku, their article here and their thumbnail, and them essentially breaking the fourth wall. Because, to my knowledge, this has never happened before.
I've always looked at Kotaku kind of like the Enquirer, right? Where it's kind of funny to read, but I don't take it too serious. Like that's
They
always
used to do real journalism.
sure.
When Jason Schreier was there, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's just the way I look at them. I never take them too serious. Some of the things that they say is funny and completely out of line. But yeah, they're there. That's the way I think of them is. Yeah. You're there. You sure are.
They sure are trying. They're definitely trying.
Yeah. Serex man, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Loke trying to appeal to new pony minority. Pony minority.
No.
New. Serex man,
Yeah,
I'm
this is
sorry to
old news.
break it to you, bro. I'm sorry to break it to you.
He's been a pony.
The ponies are not the minority. I'm sorry. I know this breaks your heart, it disappoints you, but the numbers are in, bro. There's no need for a recount. The ponies are not the minority. Make peace with it. It'll hurt less. I promise. But thank you for the super chat. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of yet another lowdown on TSWS Gaming. I will have to redo the thumbnail. I will have to remake the subject line here. Thanks to Phil Spencer sending out that tweet. Phil,
You want to host a
made this
9-hour
credible.
space after this and just fill our cups with some tears?
You want to just gather together and cry for a little bit?
Why would I be crying? I don't understand. Why would I be crying? I don't get it.
I mean, because PlayStation stinks. I mean, PlayStation still stinks.
I really
Like,
can't.
come on.
No,
I mean,
I'm not fighting that point. I'm not fighting that point. That's
oh, God.
I'm talking about the whole minority thing. We need to stop lying to ourselves, guys. The facts, the numbers are in, all right? Xbox could double whatever it is that they have in terms of reach, and they still won't be as many as PlayStation. So let's settle down on calling them the minority. But agreed, Matt, PlayStation has been stinking up the joint for at least the last year. And those showcases did not help. Those showcases did not
The
help.
last showcase was good, Lo. Quit hating, bud.
If
All
they
right.
say they're bringing everything over to PlayStation, I will be drinking on air.
Yeah, you're addressing Vincent Vega's point here. We're going to need some
Yes.
alcohol.
Yes, if they say that, I will start off the stream with a shot and I'll cheers it to everybody, and I'm gonna be good and drunk by the time we're done.
Damn. Damn.
That's if they say whole
In
slate.
shambles.
That's if they
Yeah,
say the whole slate.
Not just Bethesda or just Call of Duty.
Yeah. If they say, hey, we're bringing some games over, disqualified. But if they say we're bringing our catalog of games over, I'm gonna be like, bottoms up, bitch. Let's go. It's time to get drunk.
Also,
man.
I wanna reach out to Cozy. If Phil announces this before like Friday, and if he announces it before the next week's lowdown, we need to just do the whole cast of bullshitting on the Tuesday. Fuck it, we'll just do it on Tuesday.
I'm down.
Matt,
I'm down.
you're down. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not only will I do
I'll
that,
reach out to Cozy.
not only will I
Yeah.
do that, but by the time my birthday comes up in August, if they say whole slate, I'll even do myself an even less of a solid. Not only will I
Which
get
is?
drunk,
Okay.
but I'll also get a portal before my birthday.
God.
Oh my God.
Damn.
That's some serious.
My birthday is in
commitment, buddy.
August, so just to let everybody know, if they
That's
say
some-
the whole slate, I will buy a PlayStation Portal, and it won't even, and I won't even really use it that much. But I just want to hold defeat.
There you go. Well, listen, Ham's gonna do that, and I'll tell you guys now, I'm absolutely not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm never getting that. I am never getting that device. Xbox can say whatever they want, but God bless you, Ham.
Matt,
God bless you.
this is a once in a generation type happening.
Sure
You need to put something on the line. I will put something on the line, Ham.
Sure. Yeah.
If Phil Spencer comes out and says this is not happening, we're doing all of our exclusives just for us, I'll finish both Horizon games. I'll play and finish both Horizon games.
And
That would
Matt's
be
got to
my
replay
sacrifice.
Horizon Forbidden West on stream if they say whole slate.
And if they say whole slate,
I'm down with that.
I will reiterate how damn
No,
terrible
that's
both
Metal
both
Gear.
Forbidden West was.
No, Matt,
What?
Matt,
What?
If it's the whole slate, because you're on the Xbox side, I
Oh,
want you
oh,
play and finish Metal Gear Solid 1.
fucking absolutely not. You are out of your mind.
Deal. Deal. That's
It's
the
not
deal.
a deal. It's not a deal.
I think I heard deal.
Hey, you
Yep.
can hear whatever you want to hear, but I'm just
Everyone in the
you're
chat,
gonna be
you guys
so
hear deal?
disappointed.
Matt's
What-
gonna
what
be
did the chat
forever
hear?
in your debt, Loke.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely will, because I'm never
I'll
playing
keep
that
remembering. I'll keep reminding him, dude. You still haven't finished Metal Gear? You still haven't finished Metal Gear, bro?
shit. Finished. I haven't even started that shit. I'm not gonna play that.
Dude, as soon as Phil Spencer
Gear
says
1
the
isn't
whole
that bad.
slate,
Dude, Metal
What do
Gear,
you mean that
dude, Metal
bad?
Gear,
When you say
Metal
that
Gear
bad, you're saying
2,
it's kind of bad.
Metal Gear 2. I'm assuming there's some sort of gameplay innovation between 1 and 2, and that is not.
Oh yeah,
enough
you're
to
behind the
make-
character, aren't you? In 2?
You're that top-down view.
Is it still top down in 2?
Yeah,
Loke?
Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid 2.
yeah.
So,
Oh, well,
Graphics
What,
are just better.
what's the one where he's all hiding in the lockers and shit like that? Isn't that
3?
2?
No, that's 2, but that's the boat scene where you're playing as Snake, which is like a very short section, and then the rest of the game you're playing as Raiden. So
yeah.
you're still behind, but it's still very much elevated, like way
Oh, okay.
elevated compared to like most third-person games.
I've only
Yeah.
played 1 and 3 so far, and
Yeah.
like I really want to finish
should
1.
play
'Cause I was
2,
having a
it's
good
good.
time with 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You should play too. It's good.
Here's what I'll do. If
What?
this happens, I'll play
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 4 to completion.
He said he'll 100% it. There you go.
No, not 100%.
You said it.
I said to the
No.
end of this,
Spelled
to
it
the,
zero-
to the end,
zero
to the
alerts.
end of that
Everyone
story.
heard it.
I
Zero
will play
alert.
it.
That's what he said. Full stealth. He's only going to kill the bosses. No extra soldiers on the battlefield.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
Full
that.
stealth.
I mean, if
Let's
we're
go,
making
baby.
things up, then sure, absolutely. Let's do that. I'll throw that in there. Why not? And why
He's
not?
feeling it. He's feeling the heat.
Sir X-Men, thank you so much for the super chat. Says if Phil says that, bury your cowboy hat. What do you mean bury it? I think you wanted to say something else. Did you want to say burn your cowboy hat?
I think
What
you
did you
wanted
want to
to
say,
Manilow?
Sir X-Men?
I think he wanted to say bury.
As in bury it in the ground, or
Yes,
I
sounds
think he's
like
talking about
Barry
Barry
Manilow.
Sanders.
bury. Yeah, bury.
how do I
Sanders, your
bury
hat.
it? How do I bury it? I don't know.
You just smash a bunch of berries on it.
Sir
Yeah.
X-Men, we're waiting on you, bro. We're waiting on you.
No, we're not. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, what are we doing? We're not doing that.
All right. Well, I'm just saying he sent the super chat, so all right, fine.
We don't need a super
DM me
answer.
whatever you actually DM me what you actually meant. Vince, don't talk for Sir X-Man. Let him speak for himself. Anyways, with that, we have come to the end of okay, dig a hole in the ground and bury the hat.
Damn.
What?
Why would he bury something that literally goes with being a pony?
That's true.
I mean,
Why
he needs to
would
keep
I
his
bury-
he needs to keep his eyes out the sun when he's riding on that pony.
No, Sir X-Man, I'm not going to bury any one of my hats. What are you talking about?
You're
Dude, you know how
Sir
hard it was
X-Man,
to find these.
You're trying to tell a
I don't live in
Texan
the
to
US,
bury
bro.
his cowboy hat. You might as well be asking him to assault his mother or something. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. All right.
All right. The man's got jokes.
I'll mess you.
Okay.
Let's get the
Vincent
fuck out of
says-
here, please.
Vincent says I
hungry.
can't bury it because there's oil in Texas. All right. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking in. Sorry for sticking with us. Thank you for coming through very early. Like almost everyone was in like 2 minutes into the podcast. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Matt, plug your stuff, brother.
You can find me on Twitter at Matt Likes Games, on YouTube, Matt Likes Games, videos Mondays and Fridays. And then on Wednesdays, it's the 2-Player Podcast with Ham Solo. And then
Tomorrow.
on Sundays, yes, tomorrow we got
Hey.
a lot to talk about. And then on Sundays, it's the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan, at 8 p.m. Eastern. So look forward to that.
Okay. Stanley, thank you so much, Stanley. Really appreciate you coming through, bro. Ham, you want to say anything before I get us out of here?
Other than check us out tomorrow on this channel that's on the screen right here, Matt Likes Games, for the 2-player podcast. We're going to probably still be talking about the same bullshit.
Yep.
Probably.
And maybe a few other things might pop off, and maybe we'll have another ridiculous space to talk about where somebody, did something ridiculous or terrible or something like that. But it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So make sure to check us out tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central, 2 o'clock Eastern, for Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo 2-player podcast on the Matt Likes Games. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you to everyone that came through. We do this every Tuesday on TSWS Gaming. This is the Lowdown. Wednesdays, we have a day off, but like Ham said, on Matt Likes Games channel that's on the screen, there's a 2-player podcast with Matt and Ham. Thursdays, Behind Them Sticks with Mr. Ham Solo himself, interviewing certain people in gaming.
It's 3-bit this week.
This week is 3-bit. Friday, it's bullsitting. So me, Ham, Cozy, Matt, and a special guest. We will probably still be talking about Xbox going third party or not, because Phil decided to make us wait another 7 days to give us the full prognosis. On Sundays, I either do my live show or I upload a video. The last video I uploaded that I did some editing was about the Suicide Squad. Make sure to check that out. Mondays, it's the crossover with Matt and K Mega. Yesterday it wasn't possible because of family issues. Ham, do you know if we're gonna have the crossover next week or no?
I'm happy to give K Mega all the time that he needs. So I'm not
All
even.
right, so for now,
I'm waiting for him to come to me
Reach
and
out.
tell me that he wants to do something. So because his situation's so sensitive that
yes,
me just talking about gaming is really pointless right now for him. So I'm gonna let that man do what he needs to do. He'll come back when he's ready and open arms. None but love.
all right. So crossover is gonna take a little break. It'll be back when
I
it's
will
back.
do something next Monday. If K Mega is not around, I'll do something on my loan. So you guys
All
can
right,
expect something.
shoot me a DM if it's live, so I can organize my day and night for that. Thank you guys for coming through. We will see you on the next Lowdown